Hello and welcome back to Digital Assets Daily. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in your corner of the world. Tonight, we're getting right into the crypto giant Ripple bagged this massive partnership. Even though we've discussed this happening before, now they're officially coming out on the news stating it to be so. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have had a great start to 2020, and according to a recent announcement, Ripple is starting off the new year with a big bang too. Ripple joins hands with Thailand's oldest bank. Per a blog post published by Ripple Labs, a crypto-centric fintech company known for its affiliation with the XRP digital asset, the company has just partnered with Siam commercial bank S.E.C, Thailand's oldest banks at over 100 years old, to change the lives of over 16 million customers. This partnership will see the two entities create SCB Easy, a mobile application that runs on Ripple to deliver instant, low-cost cross-border payments. While exact details about the application are seemingly still up in the air, a demo of the Ripple-based application shown late last year showed that payments could be made within a minute, or 40 seconds to be exact, and at a low cost. I don't need to go into the rest of that article, but it will be in the description below, so feel free to finish reading that. Very excited. That is the third thing in the past 10 days that we've stated in our deep research to be true or to be so, to be happening, pick your title, that has come out in the news to be accurate and true. So we're very excited about that. We know we're on the right track. Next article, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's Compliance Office lists digital assets as a top priority for 2020. And we do know that they do have the Crypto Act of 2020 as well, this to get things going here. So I believe 2020 will be a very exciting year, day after day, week after week, month after month, until we continue from Q1 to Q4. So much happening, and now it's really, in my opinion, moving very rapid. If you're new to the space, it may still seem a bit slow, but if you've been here for a few years, at least, pre the last big bull run, pre 2016, for you, this is probably significantly fast as it is for myself. The Securities and Exchange Commission's Office of Compliance Inspections and Examinations, the OCIE, has announced its top priorities for 2020. The list, released on Tuesday and published annually, contains categories that are viewed as potential risk to investors and U.S. capital markets. Digital assets are identified as one of several key priorities among the Commission's broader mission of enforcing the federal securities laws, proposing new rules, and regulating the securities industry. According to S.E.C. Chairman Jay Clayton, OCIE's 2020 examination priorities identify key areas of risk, both existing and emerging, that we expect self-regulatory organizations, SROs, clearing firms, investment advisors, and other market participants to identify and mitigate. As the digital asset space reaches new corridors through innovative blockchain and cryptocurrency platforms, utility tokens, speculative new assets, and consumer applications, the OCIE will continue to identify and examine SEC-registered firms engaged in the industry. The OCIE 2020 priorities are as retail investors, including seniors and people saving for retirement, market infrastructure, information security, focus areas relating to investment advisors, investment companies, broker-dealers, and municipal advisors, anti-money laundering programs, financial technology, the fintech, and innovation, including digital assets and electronic investment advice. Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, the FINRA, FINRA, and Municipal Securities Rulemaking Board, MSRB, oversight. Next article, we have the ECB looks into launching its own cryptocurrency, won't interfere with private stablecoins, president says. The European Central Bank is considering the launch of its own CBDC, according to the bank's president, Christine Lagarde. She indicates in a recent interview that they need to adjust to this changing world and that the bank will not interfere with any private companies in coming up with a similar digital form of payment. And if you know that Christine Lagarde, if you've been around at least the past 2 years, then you know she has been a strong proponent of Ripple and XRP, as she has been seen many times hand in hand, arm in arm, so to speak, of Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple. The part I love about this, I'll reread one more time. The ECB president, Christine Lagarde, indicates in a recent interview that they need to adjust to the changing world and that the bank will not interfere with any private companies such as Ripple, in coming up with a similar digital form of payment, as Ripple is a private company. And we know, as we've stated before in previous videos and shared, that they are allowed to, with the new rule, use them with the new contract. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was on the list number 3, but they could choose to use that. And we already know, according to the king, that the Cambodia has already had very successful use of the CBDCs. So next up, the president of the European Central Bank, Christine Lagarde, recently had an interview where she spoke about numerous financial topics, including an eventual launch of a central bank digital currency, CBDC. According to her, the ECB does not want to fall behind with the current trend, saying that we want to play an active role in this field rather than just acting as observers of a changing world. She also covers the bank's current status and plans concerning CBDCs. In terms of the road ahead, the ECB will continue to assess the cost and benefits of issuing a central bank digital currency, CBDC, that would ensure that the general public remains able to use central bank money if the use of physical cash eventually declines. We are looking closely into the feasibility and merits of a CBDC, also because it would have major implications for the financial sector and for the transmission of monetary policy. Lagarde talks about the recently established expert task force at the ECB, which reportedly works closely with the national central banks to research the potential benefits of a digital euro. I wasn't going to go too deep into this, but I'm just going to go ahead and finish the article now, as I still believe it's relevant. So Lagarde also mentions the idea of CBDCs issued by the private sector. Again, when I hear private sector, the only name that sticks in my head is Ripple, knowing her history, such as projects like Facebook's Libra. And again, to me, when I hear Libra, I think back to Facebook, and then I think back to MoneyGram, which again uses Ripple XRP in the transference of its funds on the messenger. So again, to me, those are kind of going back to saying the same thing over and over again. But she urges for lack of interference in this manner, saying that the prospect of central bank initiatives should neither discourage nor crowd out private market-led solutions for fast and efficient retail payments in the euro area. On the other side of this argument stands the president of the German central bank, Jens Weidmann. As Crypto Potato reported recently, he thinks that the central banks should do whatever they can to minimize the need for privately owned digital currencies. Furthermore, he also appears cautious about the digital euro. Weidmann noted that the EU and ECB should be more considerate and careful before launching such a project, and that before they must define the real purpose before it's launched to the public. Give me one moment, quick sip here. Pardon me. I have a little iced coffee. And to finish off this video, we're going to go through the Future of Finance 2020 predictions. This is a real interesting read, and I enjoyed it, so I'm going to share a great deal of it. International payments will continue to get faster and smaller, and what does Ripple say about micropayments? And again, it's hard to beat their 3-second settlements. Payment providers and banks will continue to offer ever faster cross-border payment services to their customers, enabling them to send and receive low-value payments in real time. The cost overhead of these payments will also continue to shrink. Pardon me. This trend will accelerate in 2020 as customer demand for frictionless on-demand payment grows, enabling solutions like interledger and distributed ledger technologies, the DLT, to gain traction and scale up. And what's the most scalable? XRP. More banks will use banking as a service tech platform to revolutionize their cost to serve and cost to change. As technology costs associated with running and development continue to climb, we can expect banks will turn to cloud providers of banking technology to help radically reduce these costs. Pioneers of such cloud services like 10x and Thought Machine will be the ones to watch in 2020 because cloud-based banking technology providers have developed new platforms with modern methods. They are ideally placed to easily and cheaply plug into emerging blockchain networks, AI engines, and other categories of fintech. And we do like the fintech here on this channel. This means the competitive advantage of innovative banks over slower moving rivals will be intensified. The long-awaited flipping point or tipping point from on-premise museum banking technology to agile, cheap, cloud-hosted bank technology is getting closer. 2020 perhaps is the year. And to me, I connect that back to R3, where he said it is this year. 2020 will see new consumer purchase solutions emerge for tourists and travelers that don't require cash or cards, or require card or card rails. Technology like Ripples will be key in achieving this. For example, imagine if a Japanese tourist visiting Thailand could buy goods from a mobile app or a QR code, triggering an immediate cross-border payment for their Japanese yen account to Thai baht merchant's account. If more consumer purchase solutions start leveraging blockchain technology in the same way, the payoff will quite literally be huge. The global economy will see continued growth of micro and wallet payments to support immediate low-value payment flows. The use case for micropayments has traditionally been confined to messaging apps like Telegram and Line, and who partners with those, but with big tech companies introducing payment services of their own. We can expect a surge of developers flocking to digital assets as the solution to keep up with an in-app real-time payment processing demand. The shift from traditional large-value batch flows to low-value, high-volume payments will help SMEs break into new markets, but faster. SMEs are often young and fast-growing, which exposes them to cash flow crises through late payments from their larger foreign buyers. Cross-border payment services today are not set up to help them. They are slow, uncertain, prone to errors, and accrue extremely high cost in some parts of the world. Cross-border services aren't even readily available, all of which puts enormous pressures on small organizations, small balance sheets, and lifeline cash flows. The new blockchain payment technologies like Ripple enable SMEs to invoice and receive international payments immediately in small amounts and with certainty. This will be a game changer, decreasing cost of business and enabling SMEs to free up precious capital for reinvestment. This will in turn increase the access to new markets for SMEs. 2020 will see a rise in international payment services like Ripple for SMEs across emerging markets, helping them to expand and process immediate payments around the world. Outpacing of OECD economies by Asian economies and payments, innovation will continue through 2020. With 80% of the volume in digital asset trading coming from Asia, the region has an appetite for innovation. And perhaps the greatest need for a better payments infrastructure, blockchain has played a key role in this innovation with its ability to make microtransactions such as loans, payments, remittances much more efficient and transparent. In a region primed for advances in both consumer and enterprise remittances, there is enormous opportunity for the use of blockchain technology like Ripple's to address issues of liquidity, speed, implementation, and the cost of capital. And again, guys, no matter where you turn you continue to find over and over again, and the majority of all the articles coming out with any kind of digital currency, Ripple, 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 XRP, 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 again and again and again and time and again. And you can see that if it doesn't mention them, they mention someone who is connected to them, whether first or second party. But again, it comes back to the disruptor that is the future of digital payments that is here to stay. Again and again, with governments globally, they state over and again, there's too much invested and it's here, and that this is going nowhere. It's going to be here for a long term. They're projecting this is the new asset class and the new digital currency of the future. So this is very exciting if you are an investor, or if you're new here and you're trying to decide, should I get invested? Again, we're not here for financial advice. We're here to share information and for entertainment purposes only. But we can do research to know for ourselves here on this channel why we are choosing to do or not do as we invest, or choose not to. And we do promote our favorites also here on this channel, which is pretty obvious if you go through our content. But we will continue to provide daily content of the updated news and go into further deep dives from time to time. We may not state it because to us, this is mostly, all research is basically a deep dive. So we're going to continue to share our information with you. And this weekend, we have a lot of plans to continue and finish our, as you see the series we've begun, a lot happened. And then with the holidays, we didn't get to continue finishing our Ripple connections, but we should be able to finish that this weekend. There will be a lot more free time here on the channel and get that finished. There will probably be 3 to 4 more videos of that, because Ripple is so well connected. It's pretty mind-blowing if you go back through our channel. And I believe we have them labeled Ripple Connections 1 and 2 so far. It will probably take 5 to 6 to finish those to get up to date where we are today. And again, we thank you so much for your support of this channel. We will continue to work hard for you and continue to share the deepest and newest of all research, and wishing you the best of days until the next one.